I'd like to change into something a little bit more spectacular. Is that okay with you? Sure.
Mr. Liberace, I've ordered the petit fours for the party on the yacht tonight.
Oh, no. Not good enough. Order petit fives. You want to see the rings, do you? This first one here is the candelabra ring, and this next one is a Russian sapphire. This is the piano ring. I used to have a swimming pool shaped like a piano once upon a time, but I got rid of it. Piano tuner damn near drowned.
Lee was a great entertainer, and the more flamboyant, the more he liked it, and the more, which was very important, his public liked it. In fact, that's what they expected.
When you think of Liberace, you think of glitz, you think of glamour, you think of showmanship.
Over a period of years, his personality changed as far as his appearance on stage was concerned, with costumes, cars, mirrored pianos, flying like Peter Pan.
Mary Poppins, eat your heart out.
Many times I'd see his fans wherever we might be, and before they even say hello, they'd say, "What is Lee wearing? What's he doing this year?" You know.
He brought classical music to the masses. For instance, people that came to his shows, they weren't people that go to your symphony concerts. They weren't people that were going to the opera. When they came to his shows, he's playing Chopin, and people are loving it.
I think he'll always be remembered, at least by the generations that watched him, as what he was, Mr. Showmanship. He could make anything good just by his charm and his unaffected way of being just himself.
There is nobody in the world that was like Liberace. Nobody.
Hello, I'm Joanne Castle. Welcome to the extravagant world of the legendary Liberace. This is his museum in Las Vegas, created by the great entertainer himself. And every one of the fabulous objects in here was collected by or belonged to Liberace. There are 16 priceless pianos in here. One evening at a party at his home, I played for Liberace and his guests, and it was one of the most exciting moments of my life. I had been a fan since I was 12 years old, and I treasure his compliments. His talent, good looks, dramatic musical arrangements, and pure showmanship kept him in great demand everywhere. Like the music he presented to the public, Liberace was a unique blend of pop and classical. He was a trained musician, but he knew how to appeal to the general public who had just been introduced to the brand new world of television entertainment. That small screen with a very big presence introduced Liberace to the 1950s audiences all over the United States. And it was the beginning of a phenomenon that would sweep the world. These early classic television shows tell the story of the legendary Liberace.
Liberace had television, and that made all the difference in the world. He was able to surpass everyone else because of the huge outreach of television. He was called television's first matinee idol in the true sense of the word. Everybody's mother and sister and aunt wouldn't do anything when Liberace's show was running. And he knew the power of television, to speak to the camera and actually be talking to the people in the audience across America and then actually the world.
And now, here's a number by one of my very favorite Latin contemporary composers. His name is Ernesto Lacona, and I don't know whether he knows it or not, but he did me a wonderful favor when he wrote his exciting Malagueña, because I love playing it.
Liberace was known and loved all over the world as Mr. Showmanship, but his real name was a mouthful. Waju, Polish for Walter, Valentino Liberace, born in West Allis, Wisconsin. He was the second of 4 children, born to an Italian father, Salvatore, and a Polish mother, Frances. Divorce ended their unhappy marriage, and it was Liberace's mother who became his inspiration, comfort, and co-star for life.
When I was a boy, my mother often said to me, "Get married, boy, and see how happy you will be." Well, I have looked all over, but no girlie can I find who seems to be just like the little girl I have in mind. I want a girl just like the girl that married dear old Dad. She was a pearl and the only girl that Daddy ever had. A good old-fashioned girl with heart so true, one who loves nobody else but you. I want a girl just like the girl that married dear old Dad. I want a girl just like the girl that married dear old Dad. Thank you very, very much. I'm glad you like that. Thank you.
Young Walter was a fragile but brilliant child who started playing the piano when he was 4 years old. Now, when he was just 7 years old, he received a scholarship to the Wisconsin College of Music. When he was just 14, he presented his first recital at the Wisconsin Conservatory. In the daytime, Walter was a popular high school student and, of course, played in the orchestra. At night, he was getting his education in show business, the hard way.
previous to television, Lee was a performer for 20 years. He was about 15 or 16 years old when he started. In fact, he looked so young, he used to paint on a false mustache so he wouldn't get arrested. During that period of growing up in his hometown, Milwaukee, and traveling around the country playing various saloons, he, developed as a performer.
In 1940, at the age of 20, he performed a Liszt piano concerto with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra and received his first important review. Quote, "Mr. Liberace did disclose a very considerable gift for brilliant pianism," unquote. Some nights he did small concerts for mostly appreciative audiences, and it was in La Crosse, Wisconsin, that he made an important career discovery. He turned to the audience and said, "Instead of my usual encores, I like to play something you'd like to hear." After a long silence, a voice in the balcony said, "Three Little Fishies," Kay Kaiser's popular novelty song of the moment. Everybody laughed, except Walter. He started off with a Chopin introduction and then played the song as if it had been written by first Mozart, then Beethoven, and then John Philip Sousa. He got the biggest ovation of the evening and realized that a combination of the classics and popular music just might be his ticket for success. Here's how he did it years later.
Down in the meadow in a itty-bitty pool swam three little fishies and a mama fishy too. Swim, said the mama fishy, swim if we can. And they swam right over the dam. Boop, boop, did-em-dat-em, wat-em, chew. A boop, boop, did-em-dat-em, wat-em, chew. A boop, boop, did-em-dat-em, wat-em, chew. They swam right over the dam. Oh, they don't write lyrics like that anymore. Thank God. Now I'd like to play the same song for you the way I did many years ago at one of my first concerts in the styles of some of the classical composers of the past. Here's the beautiful blue Three Little Fishies Waltz by Johann Strauss.
An Associated Press reporter was in the audience that night in the 40s, and the story was carried by newspapers all over the country. Walter now knew the power of publicity, and it was a lesson he never forgot.